Oh, well, hello there. We're just reading some Metamorphoses by Ovid, even though you can't read this unless I did that switcheroo thing that I don't understand how to do. Okay, well, we're starting with some Greek myths. Actually, Roman, I think. Yep, Greek and Roman. Okay, that's not helpful. We're gonna do Apollo and Daphne. Alright. So, though the earth may not have willed catastrophe, the latest of new creatures was the serpent. Even you, great python of hillside and valley. Why are you addressing me? Like, you say even you, but I am not the python. You know, like, that's bad writing. Stick with whatever, what is it? First person or whatever, stick with whichever one it is, kids. You know, makes the paper flow. Anyways, alright, so even you, great python of hillside and valley, who haunt the deepest shadows in men's hearts. Wherever the monster turned, green darkness fell. Okay, this is, a python is a snake, and a snake is like Adam and Eve, which is like the Bible, which is, you know, really near and dear to all of our hearts, I think. Like, I grew up Lutheran personally, and, like, we had the lutefisk and everything, so just, maybe he's trying to evoke memories of that, or when was this written? Okay, before, Jesus was a thing, really, or, like, a big thing, so maybe that's not what he intended, but, yeah. Alright, green darkness fell in winding paths through sacred grove and briar. Okay, we're using a lot of big words. I get that this is poetry, but, I don't know what a briar is, so I'm gonna assume it's like a nettle, like my dog always gets covered in, you know, the little thingies that get stuck in, like, your hair when you go in the woods, like when you're on your way to deer hunting. I don't know. Does anyone else do that, or is it just me? Anyways, onward with the story. Then bright Apollo, okay, I don't know if they mean bright like, oh, I'm so smart, or literally like he's shining because he's like a god or something. I'm pretty sure because his name's first. Or it could be alphabetical. Apollo and Daphne, A comes before D. Just a heads up, kids. With his sun-tipped arrows, all right, Katniss Everdeen. But with the sun use, I'm assuming he's literally glowing. Whose swiftness stilled the flight of goat and deer. Goats can't run fast unless they're up hills. So that's a thing. Deer, yeah, they're fast. Ugh, God, how does he do it? If only I knew, I would have way more heads mounted on my walls. Alright. Aimed at the beast, that's the python. Just so everyone's caught up. Aimed at the beast with darts that fell in showers. I don't know how you shoot more than one arrow at a time, but I'm assuming he's like the god of shooting things, but 4 guns, so assuming that helped. So Python perished. Okay, a lot of the time Greek myths have a lot of, you know, like action and battle sequence things, but apparently not this. And I thought the Romans liked violence too, so gladiators, that's a thing. But not until his wounds were black with blood and God Apollo's, see, told you kids, he's a god. He's got a quiver, was almost spent. Which doesn't happen in movies. Have you noticed that? Like, they're always shooting things, and, like, it just doesn't end. Like, they're not like, oh, I'm out of bullets or arrows. They always have, like, 80 left, and I'm like, that's not accurate. Anyways, that's the reason why Apollo's games, he has some games, like, I'm assuming they're, like, violent, because these people are not civilized. Alright, are called the Pythian Feast, in memory of the Serpent's golden death. Okay, it wasn't golden because you previously stated black with blood, but he has the sun-tipped arrows, so maybe, I don't know. Okay, anyways, in honor of the god's swift victory. Yeah, you can say that again. It took like 3 lines in this stupid poem. The feast that brings the fleet-footed, swift-riding youth. Told you it was not like an intelligent game. It was oh, look, I can run really fast, and that makes me better than you, so you deserve to die. Youth garlands of oak leaf. Why oak leaf? Oak are slow growing. They're one of the slowest growing trees, so you probably don't want that if you're supposed to be fast. You would think, like, maybe the nettles. Just kidding, kids. I apologize. Apologize. I hope you got that joke. As they win the race. This was before the laurel wreath became Apollo's gift of grace in shrine and temple. Laurel wreath, that's a thing. That's like the Olympics and stuff. So, I don't know. Became Apollo's gift of grace in shrine and temple. Before he twined the green immortal laurel. No tree is immortal. Like, laurels aren't immortal. I'm pretty sure they have a short lifespan compared to, like, the redwoods and stuff. Within the sunlight of his golden hair. See, now I'm thinking he's like Justin Timberlake, mid-2000s, early 2000s. Like, frosted tips, curled tight. Even though I have never seen a person from Greece with golden hair. So that's always an issue. Apollo's first love was the elusive Daphne. The child... okay, we'll just rewind that. Just kidding, I don't know how to edit videos enough. Child of Peneus, which, I mean, sounds pretty suggestive, but we're not going to go there because this is America. We don't have anything to do with sex. Oh, probably should bleep that out or something, but I think I get like 1 pass. Alright, he's the kindly tyrant. Oh, you can't be the kindly tyrant of anything. You can be kind and the ruler, or a mean tyrant. That's like Kim Jong-un being like, I'm the great leader. That's probably racist. I apologize. But you can't be a kindly tyrant. Nor did the god pursue the girl by chance. The cause was a Cupid, fat baby. Just for everyone to remember, fat baby's anger at Apollo, still heated by his conquest of the snake. Phoebus saw Cupid wind a tight-strung bow. Who is this lecherous child, said he. Apollo said this. Who plays with weapons and is not a man. See, fat baby. Like, he can say fat baby in his own little fancy speak, but if I say it, I get eggs thrown at my face. But, you know, I don't actually do that. That's a lie, internet. I would never make fun of a baby to its face. Since, you know, it just came from eggs. Eggs. That's the only connecting thing. I'm sorry for getting graphic like that. The bow was made for me. Okay, I grew up on the belief of sharing. Like, oh, I can do this sport and so can you. That's how teams are made. You know, it's not just like, I'm better than you, therefore stop. This is like kindergarten, Apollo. Like, grow up. Talking about the fat baby. Alright, I am the one who kills a worthy enemy. Wild beasts. Okay, you kill, like, wouldn't a worthy enemy be another god? But, you know, whatever. Great python wallowing in blood. Okay, we get it. You kill the snake. His body covers half the countryside. You should really clean that up because that's not going to help your society flourish. If it's literally as big as half of Greece and Rome. Like, they got pretty big. Your business is not to play with arrows, but set afire your little torch that guides unwary lovers. Well, he's still got the bow, and no one knows who you are, Apollo. So, who won in the long run? The fat baby is who won. The child of Venus glanced at flush Apollo. Why was Apollo flush? Was it flush with victory, or was he blushing because he had a crush on fat baby? Real talk, kids. Your arrows may be murder to us all, but mine shall pierce your veins. Let's kill a god by threatening him. That's a bad idea, even though you're like a god too. He's a bigger god, because you're a fat baby. As much as mortals are less than the divine, so shall your poor glory is less than my poor skill. Okay, he just admitted that he sucks at shooting things, so that should be fixed. With that, he raised his wings, and in quick air, he found the shaded ledge on high Parnassus. That's a mountain. Maybe that's like Olympus, but not. I don't know. Someone Google it. There carefully he made a choice of arrows, 2 darts so that were of opposite persuasion. Is he gonna make him gay? Because I've heard that like, you know, I am not persuaded towards the opposite sex, is how one of my friends came out. So I'm thinking he's going to make Apollo gay or just kill him because, you know, he said, I'm going to kill you in a way, but not really because you're a god. One, like a golden spear, is sharp as fire and is love's fire in the flesh. So he's going to make someone fall in love. Really hoping this is going to turn super gay soon, but it probably won't because that's not in the Bible. And the other, heavy as boredom, dull as lead, sounds like middle school. God, I'm sorry. He plunged with a single stroke into white Daphne's breast. Okay, 50 Shades of Grey. Let's tone it down. Let's not talk about women's secondary sexual organs. I don't approve. Also, she was not white. This is Greece or Rome. They were not white. So that's a problem. Then Cupid aimed at Phoebus. Who is Phoebus? Phoebus is Apollo. Phoebus Apollo. That's learning. And Love's arrow with the fire of lightning pierced his bones, and Apollo walked as in a tower of flames. Love burns in this myth. Oh, God. As Apollo burned with love, see, I told you. Young Daphne fled, so she ran away because, as though she feared Love's name, as if she were a wraith of virgin Phoebe. Who is... Okay, now we got Phoebus and Phoebe. I'm assuming they're related. I'm thinking of Phoebe Buffay from Friends, which it is not. Awkward. Huntress and child who trapped small creatures in the brush band fen. That, who knows what that means. And ran with floating hair through green deep forest. Okay, I hate this book and its descriptions. Nor did she hear of lovers or of men. Okay, she doesn't want to get married. Maybe she's gay. I knew there'd be a gay. Is that what they're referred to officially? Nor cared for promise of a wedding date, nor Hymen's. Oh my God. This is not 10th grade health class. We're not going to talk about that. Night of Love. Thank you for phrasing it that way instead of other ways. Time and again, old Peneus. Okay, let's just keep talking about him. Complained, where is my son-in-law? Who, what? Is she engaged? That was not mentioned. Oh well. Daughter, where have you hidden my grandchildren? In her, what would it be in the olden days? The loins. The loins. She hides them there. Oh, that's still too graphic for me. As though the wedding torch were sight of evil, pale Daphne flushed at every thought of it. Okay, she doesn't want to get married. More power to you, I guess? And she hid her face against her father's shoulder and, pleading with her arms around his neck, said, Father, make me an eternal virgin. Do what Diana's father did for her. Diana is Artemis, who is Apollo's sister, who is Zeus's children. Yeah. So, but, I guess Peneus, every time I say it, I'm thinking something else. Peneus agreed, but your enchantments, Daphne, had greater powers than a father's will, nor could your prayers undo beauty's charm. So she's too hot to deny love, which is really dumb. At one look, Phoebus loved her, and he gazed. Daphne, he thought, is mine. Okay, women are not property. This is what is it, 2014, I think, but I guess this book wasn't written then, so whatever. And did not think his prophecy might fail him. What? What? This book is referencing things that I do not know about. So that's making me stressed. We're just gonna skip ahead. I get it. They're so artistic. Apollo's heart breaks into flames. And the sterile fires that feed on empty hopes. That's deep and poetic. There's probably someone with a tattoo of that on their body. And he gazed at Daphne's floating hair. What? Why is her hair floating? This is not space. Or is it? This just became so much more interesting. And the fell in tendrils at her throat and forehead. Kind of like someone else's. See? Look at... I'm Daphne. No, I'm not. My hair doesn't float because I'm not in space. He thought, what if that fair-haired wore a crown? So he's going to make her a crown. No, he's not. He's a liar. He looked into her eyes and saw the stars. Oh my God, I found the first use of a cliche. Though staring does not satisfy desire, he praised all he saw. Her lips, her fingers, her hands, her naked... Okay. Arms... from wrist to shoulder. Girl, cover up. It's cold out. At least here it is. What they did not see, they thought the best. So he's like, ooh, I wonder what's under that outfit. It's probably a lady figure. I don't know. Yet she ran from swifter than light air that turns to nothingness as we pursue it. What does that mean? A deep poetic thing that I don't know. Nor did she stop to hear Apollo calling, O daughter of the deep green shadowed river, who follows you is not your enemy. The lamb runs from... Okay, he's just making a lot of comparisons about how prey runs from predators, which is accurate because we don't want to be murdered. Which, you know, speaks to me a little bit, but I don't know. So he's like, you should just take a chill pill by a rock and stop running from me. I'm really powerful. He goes on for like a page and a half about how great he is at shooting things, but there's this one arrow that got him, and it was Cupid, and Cupid's a winner, and I can heal things, but a physician can't heal himself because he loves her. Oh, that's so deep. So she just keeps running, and God, I hate this story. The flight and fear, wind flowing through her dress and her wild hair, she grew more beautiful. Okay, she just keeps turning hotter, and her hair keeps floating more, which is really dumb. Her dress and the... What? The more he followed her and saw wind tear her dress and the short tunic that she wore. Okay, so she's like ripping her clothes off while running. Like it's getting stuck on trees and stuff. The girl, a naked wraith in wilderness. Okay, now she's just running around naked in the wilderness and she's not expecting him to chase her. And he's just like, ooh, you have a nice body. And I did want to see it earlier. And now I have, and it has not sated my need for you. As they ran, young Phoebus saved his breath for greater speed to close the race. So he's like just really excited and is going to try and trap her. And then he does. And then the girl saw waves from a familiar river, her father's home, and a trembling voice called, Father, if your waters still hold charms to save your daughter, cover with green earth this body I wear too well. Okay, she wants her dad to do that virgin thing and keep her pure or something. And as she spoke, a soaring drowsiness possessed her, so she got real tired, which sounds like a symptom of a date rape drug, so that's not good. Growing in earth she stood, white thighs, still not a white person, embraced by climbing bark, her white arms, still not white, branches, her fair head swaying in a cloud of leaves, and all that was Daphne, bowed in the stirrings of the wind, a glittering green leaf twined within her hair, and she was Laurel. Okay, so she turned into a laurel tree, And Apollo's gonna, like, he's gonna use that for the Olympics again, I guess. Because he loves her or something. I don't know. Even now, Phoebus embraced the lovely tree whose heart he feels still beating in its side. So it's like, oh, okay. He stroked its branches, kissed the sprouting bark, and the trees still seemed to sway to shudder at his touch. So the tree that is Daphne wants to get away from him still, but because it's still warm and got a heartbeat, he's like, okay, let's just make this work for the little bit that I have left. It's like necrophilia. Like, the body is still warm. I'm doing great. Don't do that, kids. That's a lesson. Pretty sure it's illegal. Also, tree things might be illegal. I don't really know. At his touch, Apollo whispered, Daphne, who cannot be my wife, must be the seal. Okay, she doesn't want to marry you, dude. You just gotta move on. The sign of all my own, immortal leaf, still, Laurel's not immortal. Twined in my hair as hers, so he's gonna, and by this sign, my constant love, my honor shall be shown. When Roman captain leaves home from victory, ride with the legions up Capitoline. That's a word. Look it up. Their heads will shine with laurels, and wherever the Augustus sets his gates, plain or frontier, or Roman city wall, the bronze oak leaf and the green pointed laurel shall guard the portal and grace the Roman crown. So they're just going to put a bunch of stuff above an arch. As Phoebus spoke, the laurel shook her branches and seemed to bow a timid blessing on her lover's pleasure. So basically, if you don't want to marry the guy who is chasing you through the woods, get naked, run to the stream where your father is, because he's like a water god, and then turn into a tree, and then have the god make out with your branches, and then eventually submit to what he wants you to do, which is really a terrible thing if you think about it. Yeah, this has been Apollo and Daphne of the Metamorphoses of Ovid. Or no, just by Ovid, I should have said. Yeah, this has been Minnesotan Myth, and I can't say you enjoyed it, but I hope you kind of did a little bit.